Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, your Greater Toronto Area real estate resource, updating you with all the information so you can be educated as a buyer or a seller. What an interesting year it's been so far. We know that real estate is somewhat cyclical here in the Greater Toronto Area, and something especially interesting is the fact that usually around this time of the year, we see listings sell for less money. Listings take longer to sell, but we may be transitioning into somewhat of a seller's market because we're seeing more demand in the market than typically, and that's likely due to the recent interest rate cuts that have taken place. And listings are selling for slightly more than they were selling around the summertime, although prices aren't higher than where they were in spring 2024. Looking at this chart over here, we can see what sort of market we're in, either a seller's market, a buyer's market, or a balanced market. October 2024 looks like a balanced market, whereas we can see the previous months, all the way from May to September 2024, we were in a buyer's market. And that basically means that if you're a buyer, you have the advantage. If you're a seller, you have the disadvantage. And that's because there was an oversupply of listings, therefore buyers had the negotiation power to offer far less than the asking price the seller had and to structure the offer with terms that were more favorable for the buyers. And looking at this chart here, we're looking at the number of sales that's measured by the number of units sold reported on the Toronto Real Estate Board. We can see that October 2024, the sales dramatically went up, and it went back to where the numbers were around the spring of 2024. I remember back in the spring, we would list a property, price it right, and most commonly it would sell within a couple of weeks. And now finally we're starting to see some of the signs of that happening again. And it's actually quite common for me to get a phone call from a client where they ask, Michael, if the market's so bad, why am I seeing homes sell over asking price? Or why am I seeing specific listings sell within a week? And that's because the fact that there is still demand for property, especially in specific pockets where there aren't many listings for sale. However, we're still not seeing much demand for condominium homes as well as anything new construction, if it's a new construction condo or a freehold property. So looking at this article here, it reads, Toronto new home prices down more than 30%, condo sales down 91%. Now, these percentages are not referring to the average price. They're simply referring to the number of units that have been sold, although the average price is down quite a bit since early 2022. Here we're looking at the new home benchmark price, and we can see how the average price had decreased for not only single family homes, but also condominium apartments throughout the past 20 years. Now that we have some objective data about the number of units dropping so significantly with the new home construction sales, it seems that even less buyers are out there in the marketplace. Like back in 2021, it was the complete opposite. There were so many pre-construction sales, and that's because everybody else was buying pre-construction. It was just based on speculation that prices were expected to increase, whereas now that people are expecting prices to decrease and there's so much uncertainty specifically around condo apartments, and people just don't know whether property are still going to appreciate in the next 5 to 10 years in the Greater Toronto Area, it's causing buyers to avoid new construction altogether. The article reads that single family homes have actually decreased as much as 32.6% from the record high that was reached in 2022. And similarly with condo apartments, they've actually decreased in value by 32.5% since the peak in 2022. So this data just suggests that buyers are looking at buying resale as a safer alternative, given that when you're buying new construction, yes, you're getting a new home with all the bells and whistles and features it has to offer, but you're also paying a premium that may not be worth it. Because if we look at the 5-year historical average here, when it comes to resale property, we can see that even if we compare October 2021 to October 2024, prices have barely gone down. However, what I am seeing from being in the marketplace every single day is that buyers still like newer property. It's just that they're much more likely to buy a property which is anywhere between 5 to 10 years old versus buying a new construction or a property that's between 0 to 5 years old, because the price tag associated with it just isn't worth it for them. And Toronto continues to be one of the most expensive places to buy real estate and hold on to it. And that's illustrated here in this chart, where we're looking at different cities across Canada and their associated monthly mortgage payment, with Vancouver being the most at $4,540 and Toronto being $4,380, with the associated income required being $196,420, down from $199,800 in September. I hope you found this information informative. Do subscribe if you'd like to see more updates like this. And if you are considering buying or selling, make sure to call me. And if you're a real estate agent looking to grow your business alongside great agents, make sure to reach out to me to learn more about eXp Realty Brokerage. I thank you for your support and look forward to seeing you next time.